It's slow, but I think we are live now. Yes, I think we are live now. Perfect. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very important and timely YPF Oxford dialogue on securing accountability for atrocity crimes against the Rohingya. My name is Gayatri, and I'm a DPhil candidate at the University of Oxford and also a member of the Oxford South Asian Society, one of the co-hosts of today's event. And I will be moderating today's discussion between the expert panelists you see on your screen. Now, before I introduce them, I would like to first thank the other co-hosts of this event, the Youth Policy Forum of Bangladesh and the Oxford Bangladesh Society. Let me, on that note, invite Zahir from the Youth Policy Forum.
Thank you so much, Gayatri. It is an honor to be able to introduce YPF alongside such eminent panelists and partners. I don't know where to start. Our YPF Rohingya advocacy session is really just a promise from our end as Bangladeshis, as neighboring countries who have hosted the Rohingya, to ensure that they get justice, that they're able to return to their not just hometown, but their homes. We ourselves have faced persecution in 1971. We ourselves as Bengalis had faced genocide, in fact, in 1971. And now when we see a similar injustice occurring in our neighboring country on our fellow Rohingya people, from youth policy forums, and we see it as our duty to ensure that we champion their cause, as we would expect any other country or any other people to do. And as a result, this was how our Rohingya advocacy campaign started last year in November. And we're very proud to have come this far, inviting the stakeholders that we have and partnering with the universities we have. Earlier, we partnered with Harvard, and now we are here in a partnership with Oxford University. And we're very happy to be able to carry out this partnership. There's a lot more coming. We are at a very important time as Myanmar goes through a series of very critical events, and we hope that our advocacy will hit a peak time alongside such venerable panelists and partners.
Thank you, Zahir, for also all your efforts in bringing this event together. Let's now hear from Sajid from the Oxford Bangladesh Society.
Shubha Paranno. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Oxford Bangladesh Society, I'm a second-year DPhil student here at Oxford, studying economic development, and I'm also serving as the president of the Oxford Bangladesh Society. We at Oxford Bangladesh Society, we aim to represent all Bangladeshis and people of Bangladeshi origins at the University of Oxford. We here at OBS try to highlight and speak about the burning issues that concern Bangladesh. The Rohingya refugee crisis is not just a Bangladeshi issue, but it's a global issue. Despite being one of the largest refugee crises of present time, the Rohingya refugee crisis does not get the media international attention it deserves. Today, with our revered panelists, we will discuss the international action or lack thereof on the crisis. And I would once again like to thank Youth Policy Forum and Oxford South Asian Society for making this event happen. It is an honor to be co-hosting. We're all very eagerly looking forward to a fruitful discussion. And thank you. Now I would like to give the floor back to Gayatri, the moderator of the event. Thanks, Gayatri.
Thank you, Sajid. Much like the Oxford Bangladesh Society, the Oxford South Asian Society caters to South Asian students at the University of Oxford. And for a while now, we have also been advocating for the human rights of the Rohingya. So it is indeed our absolute pleasure to collaborate on what promises to be a very insightful discussion. So without any further delay, let me briefly introduce our panelists to you. Our first speaker is Tong, who in 2005 founded the Burmese Rohingya Organization UK. He is a Rohingya himself and has been a leading figure in the fight against the serious human rights violations that the Rohingya are suffering, having briefed officials at the US Congress, UK Parliament, Swedish Parliament, the EU, and the Human Rights Council, to just name a few. Our second speaker is Ambassador Stephen Rapp, who has had an illustrious career of advocating for the rights of victims of atrocity crimes. He previously served as the Chief Prosecutor of the Special Court for Sierra Leone and also as Chief of Prosecutions at the ICTR. He's currently a Senior Visiting Fellow with the Program on International Peace and Security at Oxford. Our third speaker is Kirsty Sutherland, who is currently a barrister at 9 Bedford Row, specializing in international criminal law and military law. She's also a visiting fellow with the program on international peace and security at Oxford and was one of the co-authors of the program's submission to the UK Parliament on the Myanmar crisis recently. Our fourth speaker is Nahim Razzaq, a Bangladeshi politician and member of the Bangladesh Awami League. He is also currently a member of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs at Bangladesh, and he has always been a very strong advocate for Rohingya rights. And the final speaker is Senator Liew Tong from Malaysia's Upper House. He previously served as the Deputy Minister of Defense, at which time he also visited the refugee camps in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh. He's also been a strong voice for Rohingya refugees in Malaysia. So we couldn't have asked for a better group of people to speak about securing accountability for the Rohingya and the atrocity crimes that they have been suffering. And you can read more about each of our panelists and their impactful work on our Facebook event page. And just a reminder to all participants, you can leave any questions that you have for the speakers as comments on Facebook or even in the Zoom chat if you've joined us via Zoom. That's all from me. I'm now going to give the floor to the panelists to make their initial remarks on accountability, after which we will have a moderated discussion. Tun Kim, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to express many thanks to Youth Policy Forum and Oxford Bangladesh Society organizing this timely event. This is very important event where Rohingya, 1 million people, and inside Burma, 600,000 Rohingyas are facing ongoing genocide. And we really need justice for these victims where we are waiting for so long. And before I go through that, let me come back a bit, background of Rohingya. Rohingyas are living in Arakan State, western part of Burma. As you all know, they are about 3 million population. We were recognized as an ethnic group before 1962 military coup power. After military coup 1962, and systematically they taken away our ethnic recognition. Rohingya language was broadcasted from Burma radio broadcasting program three days a week, and our ethnic identity being taken away. And by introducing 1982 citizenship law, they have taken away our citizenship right, including myself. I couldn't go to the university because I was not recognized as a citizen of Burma. Even though my grandfather was a member of parliament, and I was not recognized as a citizen because of 1982 citizenship law. That law violates international customary law. Because of that law, hundreds of thousands of Rohingya, they couldn't go to the university, their life being destroyed. And then they imposed restriction on movement, restriction on marriage, restriction on education, and they confiscated our lands. And this is the way how they systematically did. 1978, as you all know, there is about 250,000 Rohingya fled from Burma to Bangladesh. In 1991 and 92, again, after military coup, 1988, 91 and 92, 270,000 Rohingya fled from Burma to Bangladesh. It's been going on for so long. International community and international media coverage happened after 2017 when the big crisis happened. So what's happened is before 2010, so-called democracy came to Burma, still Rohingya situation was, much worse, and genocide process is ongoing. As I mentioned, like first, they strip up our ethnic rights, they strip up our citizenship, they deny our citizenship, and then they deny the right to have children, they deny the right to have medical treatment. These are all going on. What's happened in 2017 is the mass killings, and you have seen mass graves, and they have burned down more than 400 villages by the Burmese military, and thousands of Rohingya women were raped, and many Rohingya children burned alive. I spent about 4 weeks in 2017, September in Bangladesh. I appreciate, and we cannot forget, the support and hospitality, generosity of the people from Bangladesh, including Bangladesh government, giving generosity and giving us a shelter where our people were fleeing from the country to, because of genocidal acts, and the people fled from Burma to the Bangladesh. So we Rohingya people will never forget the help from the people from Bangladesh, when they give us shelter and generosity. And what's happened that time, I spent 4 weeks, I met many genocide survivors, and including rape victims. And to be honest, I can't sleep. I heard many stories. It's unbelievable. One story, one lady, from Tong, she told me on her village, she has seen the military truck come rounded up the village with about 12 military trucks. And then they jumping down to they coming into the village. As long as when they coming into the village, she saw with her own eyes, 10 years old boy was, knifed to death, And when the military saw her, they entered her house, and she was raped by first military and second military when he tried to rape, and she just jumping on, and she just joined with other villagers to flee the country. While she was facing rape, her husband was slaughtered in front of her. That is one story. There is several stories, many stories I heard. And when I go to the camp, after I come back to the hotel, I can't sleep. Is one of the, I can't believe how things happened that time. And, one thing, what I heard from genocide survivors is unitedly, I heard like, we want justice, we want justice, we want justice. Brother, help us to get justice. And so we've been trying, we have been advocating, and, one thing is that we have seen the Security Council sat down about 5-6 times. There is no Security Council resolution came up. And we've been pushing for ICC referral Burma from UNSC to refer Burma to ICC. It's not happened, but we have seen that with the help of Bangladesh, there is a deportation case, International Criminal Court now, that investigation is going on. That gave us some hope. And on top of that, another case, we have, International Court of Justice. That International Court of Justice case about genocide case, and Gambia filed a case. We've been advocating many countries. We haven't seen a small little country came up to file a case, at The Hague from the Gambia. They did that. We really appreciate the government of Gambia and the people of Gambia, showing solidarity with the Rohingya people. And after filing the case, it's been like about 1.5 years now, there is provisional measures, after a month.